You know, I was looking in the mirror this morning, and for a split second, I didn't recognize the man looking back at me. I still feel like that 21-year-old kid with a heart full of fire and a head full of dreams. But the reflection? The reflection tells a different story. I'm 73 years old now, and if there's one thing I've realized, it's that life doesn't whisper when it passes you by. It runs. It sprints. And before you know it, the someday you've been waiting for has already become yesterday. It took me 52 years of adult life, 52 years of mistakes, successes, heartbreaks, and long nights to truly understand what I'm about to tell you. And my goal is to make sure you don't have to wait until you're 73 to wake up. I want to save you the decades I traded for lessons I could have learned in a heartbeat if I had just listened. We all live under this massive, heavy illusion. We call it the timeline. You know the one I'm talking about. We're told that life is a ladder. You climb, you reach, you grab. You study so you can get the job. You get the job so you can buy the house. You buy the house so you can start the family. We spend the first half of our lives sacrificing our now for a later that isn't even guaranteed. When I was 30, I thought I was behind. I was stressed. I was working 80 hours a week because I thought success was a destination I had to arrive at. I told myself, I'll rest when I'm 40. Then 40 came, and I said, I'll enjoy life when the kids are grown. Then the kids grew up, and I said, I'll be happy when I retire. Do you see the pattern? I was treating my life like a rehearsal for a show that never actually started. I was so busy building the infrastructure of a happy life that I forgot to actually live the life itself. The first big truth I learned, the one that took me half a century to really feel in my bones, is this: time is not a resource. We say, I don't have enough time, or I need to manage my time. But you can't manage time. You can only manage your focus. Time is a conveyor belt that only moves in one direction, and it's moving a lot faster than you think. When you're young, you think you're spending time. You're not. Time is spending you. Every morning you wake up, you're given 86,400 seconds. No carryovers, no refunds. If you don't use them, they're gone forever. I spent thousands of those days chasing things that, looking back, didn't matter even a little bit. I chased titles. I chased the approval of people I didn't even like. I chased a version of perfection that was nothing more than a ghost. I wasted years waiting for the perfect moment to take a risk, to tell someone I loved them, or to start that project I felt calling my name. But here's the secret I learned at 73. The perfect moment is a myth. It's a shadow. It doesn't exist. There is only this moment, this messy, imperfect, uncertain now. If you're waiting for the stars to align before you start living, you're going to spend your whole life looking at the sky and miss the ground you're standing on. Don't waste your years waiting for permission. Don't waste your years waiting for the right time. Because while you're waiting, life is happening. And life doesn't wait for anyone. If time is the stage we play on, then our ego is often the bad actor that ruins the performance. Looking back at 73, I see so many bridges I burnt for no reason. I see so many walls I built when I should have been building doors. And if there's one thing I want you to really hear, it's this. Your ego is a very expensive luxury. I spent a huge chunk of my 52 adult years wanting to be right. I wanted to win every argument. I wanted to prove I was the smartest person in the room. I wanted to protect my image at all costs. But do you know what happens when you win an argument with someone you love? You lose. You win a point, but you lose a piece of the connection. You win the battle, but you damage the relationship. It took me far too long to realize that being kind is infinitely more important than being right. I wasted years holding grudges. I stayed angry at my brother for 3 years over a stupid disagreement about a car. 3 years. We didn't speak. And for what? For my pride. Now, at 73, I'd give anything to have those 3 years of laughter back. Pride is a cold bedfellow, my friends. It doesn't keep you warm at night. And while we're talking about things that don't matter, let's talk about the grand distraction. I see so many of you today just like I was chasing more money, more followers, more status, a bigger title. We've been brainwashed to believe that our value is tied to our productivity. We think our bank account is our scorecard. Listen to me. I've been rich and I've been broke. I've had the fancy office and I've sat in the unemployment line. And I promise you, when you are lying in a hospital bed, which eventually we all do, you aren't going to be thinking about your LinkedIn profile. You aren't going to wish you'd spent more time at the office. You're going to be thinking about the people you loved and the people who loved you. You're going to be thinking about the sunsets you actually stopped to watch. I spent 20 years working a job I didn't even like to buy things. I didn't even need to impress people I didn't even care about. Read that again. That is the definition of a wasted life. And then there's the silence. The things we don't say. We think we have forever to tell people how we feel. We think, I'll call my mum tomorrow. I'll tell my partner how much I appreciate them when the stress dies down. I'll apologize when they apologize first. But silence has a way of becoming permanent. I have a list of I love yous and I'm sorries that I never got to say because I waited too long. The people I wanted to say them to are gone now. They are memories. And those unspoken words, they are the heaviest things I carry today. Don't let your silence become your regret. If you love someone, tell them now. If you're sorry, say it now. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the ultimate form of courage. It took me 73 years to be brave enough to be vulnerable. Please, don't take that long. And while you're being brave with your heart, be wise with your body. When you're 20 or 30, you feel invincible. You treat your body like a rental car. You drive it hard and forget to change the oil. I did. I skipped the sleep. I ate the junk. I ignored the stress. I thought I could pay it back later. But the body keeps a ledger. It remembers every night you didn't sleep. It remembers every time you pushed yourself past the breaking point for a promotion. Health isn't everything, but without health, everything is nothing. I see people my age who can't walk to the park to see their grandkids. I'm lucky I can, but I only started caring when I almost lost it all. Your body is the only home you'll ever truly have. Don't burn it down while you're trying to build a career. Because once the foundation is gone, it doesn't matter how beautiful the curtains are. So, after 73 years, after all the mistakes and the long roads home, what is the big secret? If I could boil down those 52 years of adult struggle into one single truth, what would it be? It's this: stop fighting the river. For most of my life, I lived with my fists clenched. I thought life was something to be conquered. I thought if I just pushed harder, yelled louder, or ran faster, I could control the outcome. I lived in a constant state of friction. Friction with my work, friction with my family, friction with myself. But at 73, I finally see that the most beautiful parts of my life didn't happen because I forced them. They happened because I allowed them. There is a rhythm to existence. There is a grace that carries us if we let it. And there is a flow that we only find when we stop trying to swim against the current. True wisdom, I've found, is learning how to live in that flow. It's about doing the work, yes, but letting go of the obsession with the result. It's about being deeply present in the now, while having the grace to forgive your past and the faith to trust your future. I spent 50 years worrying about what was around the next corner. But here's the reality. You can't control what's around the corner. You can only control how you walk down the street. If you walk with heavy boots and a heavy heart, the most beautiful destination won't save you. But if you walk with lightness, with gratitude, and with a sense of grace, then even the rocky paths become a dance. Don't waste your years being a prisoner of your own expectations. We create these mental cages. I'll be happy when I have the money. I'll be at peace when the world changes. The world isn't going to change for you, but you can change your frequency. You can choose to find the beauty in the mundane. Do you know what I remember most vividly now? It's not the awards I won. It's the smell of coffee on a rainy Tuesday morning. It's the sound of my daughter's laughter when she was 5. It's the feeling of the sun hitting my face after a long winter. These are not small things, these are the things. These are the moments where life actually happens. Everything else is just noise. My time is moving toward the sunset now. That's okay. That's just the nature of the story. But your sun? Your sun is still high in the sky. My plea to you from a man who has seen the whole movie is this. Don't blink. Don't spend your entire life rehearsing for a show that never starts. Start performing today. Be messy. Be kind. Be bold. Stop waiting for a life that is perfect and start loving the life that is real. Learn to live with grace. Learn to move with the flow of things. Because in the end, we don't remember the long years. We remember the small moments where we were truly, fully alive. I share these lessons not because I'm a genius, but because I was a slow learner. I don't want you to take 50 years to realize that you already have everything you need to be happy. It's right here. It's right now. Thank you for sitting with an old man for a few minutes. It truly means more to me than you know. If this message touched your heart, or if it reminded you to slow down and breathe a little deeper today, then I hope you take that feeling with you. If you know someone you love who is running a bit too fast right now, share these words with them. Let's remind each other to stay present and to value the things that actually matter. I'm 73, and I'm finally learning how to live. I hope you'll walk this journey with me. Take care of yourself and stay graceful.